Hi there, I'm Christine, and today I'm going to be doing a repotting on this Maxillaria Tenufolia. It's been a while now. It's probably almost a year, actually more than a year since we got it, and it lives with my mom. And this is the pot that I took it out of. This is the pot that we got it in, and I hadn't done a repot on it because at the time we didn't really know too much, I guess, or didn't think of it, maybe. So for whatever reason, it just got missed, and it's been growing, but we didn't have any flowers this time. So I'm guessing it is pot bound, definitely, and it could do with a repot. So that's what I'm going to be doing. However, it's not the repot that I do want to show you. I wanted to do a video on taking a cutting from the Maxillaria Tenufolia, and this is actually going back to one of Roy Dharma's videos, and I will put a link of his video down below in the description. He talks about how he had taken a cutting off of the plant and you can grow a new one, and that's the easiest way to propagate it. However, I've looked around and I haven't seen a video of it yet, so I thought this will be a good experiment for myself, as well as, to demonstrate how it should be done, and maybe, hopefully, it'll help somebody. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on today, but in the meantime, we will be doing a repot of this as well. So as you can see, the roots are quite pot bound, but there are some nice roots in here. And I'm going to go ahead and slowly remove all of the potting medium from it, and then we'll be potting it up in a clay pot. Before I do that, after I've got all the bark mix out, my usual routine is just to wash the plant nicely, get rid of any of the extra medium that I can, and then to spray it all down with hydrogen peroxide just to kill anything that might be there, if it is, and that's just a preventive measure. And any time that I am going to be cutting things, like the roots, or even for my cutting that I will be taking, I have a pair of scissors that I've sterilized with alcohol. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's get to it. Okay, so here it is, all washed up, and I've cut off all the roots that were dead. These are all good roots. It's nice and firm, and it's good. The bark mix that we're going to be using, medium rather, is bark mix, and it has a little bit of perlite mixed in with it. And I'm also going to be using some coconut fiber, just to help increase the the moisture in the pot, but at the same time to allow for free drainage. So that, it doesn't like to sit in water, but it likes to be moist and have lots of water. So and it's going to be outside through the summer, and hopefully that'll help it. Now with the pot size, you saw what I took it out of. It was probably like 3-inch or, yeah, 3 or 3.5 inch pot, a plastic pot. I'm going to move it up into a clay pot, but I have these two sizes here, and just to show you, let me move these things out of the way. Okay, this one is about 6 inches high and 6 inches wide, but this one here is probably about 8 inches wide and 8 inches high. I was thinking, like, I've heard that if you put it into a larger pot, it'll grow faster, it'll grow, it'll multiply faster, but I think this might be too big. And the way I gauge that is really, oops, there's a leaf caught under here, is to set the plant in the pot, and if right now you can see that there's lots of room all the way around it. If I put it in this one here, it seems like it's way too much. Okay, there. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with this pot. And the bigger the pot, you also need more medium. So just remember that. What I don't have right now, but what I would suggest if you were doing this, is to, on the bottom, put some packing peanuts in, just to give it a little bit more volume. But today I don't have any packing peanuts, so I'm going to be using the medium I have here. Now, while washing the plant, this just came off, and it is a plant all by itself, an orchid all by itself. It's got its own root system, and there's even a new growth right here, and it looks like it's developing a second pseudobulb here. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep them all together to help it, because I do want to show you the cutting method of the propagation. But splitting them apart, and if they have their own root system, is also one way of propagating them. So let me just pot it up. Simple, just put in, I'm just putting in the bark mix on the bottom, and then I'll place the plant in, and then put the coconut fiber around it, and just to set it in, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so there it is, potted up in its new home. And don't forget to put in a label and mark the date that you've repotted it, just so that you would know to repot it in another year or 2 years, depending on how fast the plant is growing and how the medium is doing. Now, one thing I do want to mention, with most of the orchids, there is a direction in which they grow, which would determine how you place it in the pot. But with this orchid, it grows all around. With, from every pseudobulb, you would get another one coming out. So there is no one direction that it grows in. So that's why I've placed it in the center of the pot, and it will just grow all around it. Now, it does need a lot of water. It likes a free draining medium, and it likes plenty of sunshine. So give it as much sunshine as you like, or as you can. And so now let's just go on to the cutting of the pseudobulb, and I'm going to be doing that in just a sec. So for the cutting now, the first thing that you want to do is, select the right candidate. And by that, what I mean is we're going to be taking a pseudobulb, and you want to find one that is on the last one on the cane. So, for example, this one right here, this is the last one on this cane here. And you also want a mature pseudobulb. Now, when I look at the average size of the pseudobulbs in the whole plant, you can see that some of them are very tiny, like this one here. They're pretty small and still developing. And of course, they're higher up on the cane, on that particular cane. So you want to find one that is pretty large or mature, and also that is the last one on the cane, because I don't know how, like I guess you would have to sacrifice some of the other ones if I went for this one. This is a nice plump one, but then all of the other ones on this cane would have to, I don't know, maybe they'll get damaged. Okay, so I'm looking for something that's mature, not too young, not mature, not old, but not too young, and also the last one on the cane. So I found that this one here is a good candidate, and just to give you a little bit of a close-up, it has one right behind it, but I'm going to snip it off. I'm going to take two, so I'll snip it off right here and separate it, like you can see right there, and I'll cut it off right there. I'll do that one as well as the one I was showing you before, this one right here. So I'll do two, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm using, like I said, sterilized pair of scissors, very important, and you want to make it a sharp cut. So I'm going to go as close to this as possible, and then give it a snip. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now from what I hear under this dried sheath I should peel them back and very gently, and there should have been roots, but I don't see any. I don't see any roots. Okay, so yeah, no roots on that one. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try to focus.
Okay, I did. Okay, please.
No, it won't focus for me, but trust me, there are no roots there. Okay, so this one may have been too young. Now let's try another one. I'm going to cut this one right here. The same method. Oh, sorry, the angle might be too bad. But I'm going as low as possible, and I'll give it a snip. Okay, so again, peeling back these dried layers very gently. I don't see any roots. Okay, so all right, no roots in this one either, but now I don't know if you can see this. There could be roots if I can focus on that. There, let me try and focus it that way. There. So like you can see, there's some growth right there, and you see these little roots right there, tiny root. Okay, so that's what's going to help me grow. And now to think of it, I might have damaged just the tiniest root right there, but there is definitely a root on the side here. So yeah, now I'm going to pot this up in medium, and I'm also going to use the other one that I had taken out, which is right here. Oh, these grassy leaves are in the way. Okay, right there. And this one, there are no roots, but I'll pot it up anyways. I'll put both of them together and just keep them in moist sphagnum moss like Roy had in his video, and I'll update you on what happens. Okay, so that was just how to take cuttings of the pseudobulbs off your Maxillaria Tenufolia. I hope that helped somebody, and if you were interested in trying it out, and this is what you would get. And thanks again for watching, and until next time, enjoy your orchids. Bye-bye.